Hey there everybody, and welcome back to ADHD Hobbies and some Warhammer Space Marine 2. This episode I'm going to go over a little build I've had going on. I've really enjoyed it, done quite a bit of damage, and carried me through some of the hardest difficulties the game has to offer. And we're going to call it Lightning Bulwark, why not? With this build, you get the ability to one-shot many major and extremist bosses. It's kind of nice, as you can see demonstrated here. It also provides some good use for support for your teammates and everybody involved in the game and everyone else that's playing along with you. So it's a really great one to use in a team setting with players later on if you're trying to do the operations. So without any further delay, let's get to it. So we find ourselves over in the armoring hall, and this is where all the magic happens. Anyone's played, you know this. It's also a place where you get to check out the drip. Let me know what you think about mine down below. Put some time into it. My whole squad looks like that. Anyways, back to the build. The builds start with your weapons, and they don't just deal with your perk tree, so we're going to go to the basics and start with your gun. With the Bulwark, you only have access to the pistol, and it does not really matter which one you use. While you might have to use it to do some light mob clearing, their biggest part that you're going to use it for is your gun strikes and things like that, and that comes with its own ammo, its own damage scale, everything else, so these stats literally mean nothing. You can pick the one just because you like the way it looks. The primary weapon that you're going to have for the Bulwark, though, is going to be the Power Sword, and these things are nasty. I recommend learning to master both battle types of it. You're going to have a speed type and a damage type, and they're very useful, but you have to learn how to swap between them for them to be. The important part about your sword is to make sure you pick a sword that has this fencing ability over here. With this build, you're going to be doing a lot of parrying, and having this fencing ability is really going to make things easier. And now for the good stuff, coming over into the perk tree. I got a few things across here. You can see that there's not a lot of early build stuff for this one. While there are things you can use, a lot of it comes in mid to late game. And even that can be debatable with late game, but we'll get there. Starting off in the core, I chose the Intimidating Aura. This one is a basis of this build. A perfectly timed parry deals area effect damage within 5 meters. This does not have a cooldown, which makes it amazing. So many other damage types and things that happen have cooldowns. While this does not say how much the damage is, it's significant enough that I notice it when I take this ability off. The other options in this field is a little bit less health damage, and let's see here, after a shield bash. I do not use any shield bash abilities. I'm not a big fan of it, and we have a banner. I'm not really worried about the health. Drop the banner. Secondly, over here, it's going to be another big part of it. Enemies in a shock area take 25% more damage. Again, this one is important because of the way it's worded. This doesn't say enemies that I shock. This is enemies in shock area. There are shock grenades everywhere, so even finding shock grenades, your buddies throwing shock grenades, anything that causes a shock area is going to cause your enemies to take 25% more damage. And that's a really great thing to get. You can control where it is, you can help out people with the aspects, you can throw shock grenades at the bosses. It's pretty much a guaranteed 25% more damage when you want the damage, and you can't go wrong with that. When you block a range attack, enemies take the damage. Not a bad one, but still, this one here, you get focused down to single bosses, you're going to win. And surrounded by 5 or more enemies, again, if you get focused down to single bosses, here, you can still win. 25% more damage. It is the absolute best one in this category. This is another one. Early on, you're going to get this one. Perfectly timed parry creates a shock area for 5 seconds. This is just going to help you create more shock areas. That 30 seconds cools down quite often, and in large-scale fights with massive waves coming at you, you're going to see a lot of shock areas pop up. Still within, when your health is less, again, we have a banner. I'm not worried about it. Pretty tanky guy to start with. Non-finisher gun strikes also restore armor. This is not a bad one. If you are having some issues staying alive and you're doing a lot of the parrying that comes with the rest of the build, this is a good way to add some armor. Alright, moving on. We got the team. Unyielding Ceramite. Cremate. Ugh, I got flamethrowers and death on the brain, evidently. The delay, this is a really good one to run early on, and it's kind of hard to pass it up. It's just one of the first ones you get, so you will be running this early on. But I opted to change out to the advanced conditioning. Contested health fades 50% more slowly. This is so amazing for all your teammates. This lets people, gives them a chance to gain back all their health, gives them a lot longer to gain back their health, which helps keep everybody alive longer. I really fell in love with this, and it helps the team all the way around. All squad members take less health damage. You know, get good, start dodging. I ain't here to protect you that much, not holding your hand. Shield moves, I just don't really use them for the shield bash. Banner restores 300% faster. This ability is an absolute no-no. Stay away from this one like it's the plague. You want that banner to stay out there. You want to give your teammates a chance to get to it. It also feeds back on things like this. Health fades 50% more slowly, so they can come back and take full advantage of the banner. Just do not use this one. This is absolute no-no. I'm going to put big X on it. Graphic that in. Focus Strength, Shield Bash. I had to pick something. If you Shield Bash, this is a good one for you, but this is pretty much a dead spot. There's nothing here I recommend using unless you use Shield Bash. For your other gear, the next one down, this is the great one. When the banner is activated, all squad members regain maximum contested health. This is another really good reason for not running this one right here, because you're going to take away all the amount of time that they have to regain that health. You want to give them that chance to regain health. You want to give them that chance to get their armor back to be able to get to it. This one, X. Big X. No. Alright, last one on the regulars. All squad members within the banner's area of effect deal 10% more damage. This is amazing. You can start stacking. So not only when you drop the banner is their health better, do they regain their health, they do the extra damage, 10% more damage, but there's a lot of cases where you'll get your lightning going within the banner, and that's 35% more damage. Boom, right there. Drop that on a boss, and if you have a tactical on board with the Auspex, they are dead. It's just nothing left to say. So much damage output, and I love it because you get to control when and where it is. Now the signature moves. If you notice down here at the bottom, haven't even touched this one. It's the very last one, and I'm not really worried about it. If you're dodging and parrying, you're going to get knocked back, but not enough to spend it on a whole point. This bad boy up here, this one's a tough one not to run. I really enjoyed this one. When your armor is depleted, a reserve shot grenade automatically detonates your position. 120-second cooldown. This actually pops a lot, and this, if you mix it with the other lightning things over here, you can create a ton of lightning out there. I decided to go with this one though. This one, this is the cherry on top for the whole build. You're already parrying, trying to get the lightning and then get the area effect damage and cause all these procs. All this does is increase those parries where it instantly incapacitates a Mahorus or Extremis. And that mixed with the shockwave that goes out, you saw in some of the videos leading up to this, it can be instant death for a lot of those Majoris level enemies and instant execution for the Extremis level enemies. And 120 seconds, it's nice. You're going to take out Reapers with it, Raveners, and some of the bigger guys in one shot or just one execution. All you have to do is get a parry in and it's over. Overall, this is a really aggressive build for the Bulwark. It's not one designed to hang back in the back lines and drop your banner to resurrect teammates and try to build people up. With this build, you're up in the thick of things, constantly moving around, adding damage buffs, and helping your teammates focus targets down by marking things with your lightning and marking bosses with it. It can be quite difficult. There is a curve to it. You're going to have to get used to dodging and parrying. You're going to have to stay pretty mobile, somewhat on the levels of what you would with the Vanguard. But once you get it down, this build is so rewarding. It's so much fun to play, and there's just not much that can stop you. Even in cases like this, where it looks like we're about to be out, I got teammates going down left and right, the Bulwark's able to pull through and really make something out of this. It's a nice tank and overall great for the end. I've put many teams and helped many teams get through Ruthless without much trouble. Getting the gene seeds out's easy. This guy is a Sherman tank and does this. I'd like to thank everybody for watching and checking out my first build tutorial and video that I've made for not only Space Marine, but anything else for that matter. I like to do a lot of theory crafting and building and coming up with things. I'm not real big on meta, but if you like checking out things that might be a little bit outside the box and a little bit outside of the conventional of what you're going to find, hit that like and subscribe. You're bound to find something new. Until next time and the next operation, you have a great day.
Demon engine inbound.
Take cover, brothers. Seek anything sturdy.